Alright, so how to make a digital painting? And when you start with a traditional sketch, because you can't beat the intimacy between the pen and the paper, and you have much more control over the traditional medium, and you are able to flow more freely, because there is a certain awkwardness about drawing on a screen, because you're not actually looking at what you're drawing. My hand is like here, and then I'm looking at the screen. There's like this distance between you and the artwork, which is a force and a weakness. But when you combine it with a traditional sketch, then you cancel out the weakness, because the traditional sketch, you can scan it and then you can put it into Photoshop, and then you can work based on that, and you have a roadmap. And digital painting is then a lot like traditional painting. You have your pen brush, it can mimic traditional mediums if you wanted to, but you can do all sorts of things with it. You can paint forever, and it's never gonna get so thick that it becomes a problem. Like the paint is never gonna lay on so thick that it cracks. You can just merge the layers, so you're always working with a single surface. And then the huge force of the digital medium is that you can mirror your canvas, you can flip it upside down, you can rotate it all angles. So you get to see the subject from so many different points of view, which you never do when you're doing a sketch in traditional medium.
So you can turn the 2D into something 3D in a way, or...
Well, it's more that I can turn it into 3D, but I can flip it around, I can mirror it, and I can turn it upside down, so I see it from an entirely different perspective. And that means that I can spot flaws in, for example, anatomy. Well, the thing is that when you're drawing traditionally, you're limited by anatomy, by physical anatomy, because you hold your pen a certain way, and your elbow is here, your wrist is here. It means that you do repetitive movement, and it shows. If you know how to spot it, then you can see that all the lines are drawn kind of like from the up and down, or they're just patterns. There may be 4 or 5 different ways of doing it, but they are repetitive. So the thing is that when you can mirror it, then essentially it's like changing. It's like drawing with your left hand or something like that, because you suddenly see that you almost have to see it really to get what I'm saying. But you can see that everything has certain gravity to it. When you do draw something from just one perspective, there's this kind of gravity. It's like it's heavy in a certain direction. But when you flip it, then you get to annul that gravity, because suddenly there's another point of gravity that kind of balances it out. And then when you turn it around again, then you can do it with 4 new different kind of gravities, centers of gravity in the painting. And the result is that it's free-flowing, because it's not fixed to one point of view anymore. It flows from whichever angle is seen.
I think that's very interesting.
It is. It's a huge, huge factor about digital art that you're able to do that.